its golden mane shimmering in the dappled sunlight. With a roar that shook the earth, the lion charged, its eyes blazing with ferocity. But Kofi stood his ground, his heart filled with courage and determination. Please subscribe to our channel. In the heart of the sprawling African wilderness, nestled among the majestic baobab trees and rolling plains, there lay a kingdom known for its towering mountains, vast plains, and rich forests. In this kingdom, there lived a young prince named Kofi, the beloved son of King Simba and Queen Adana. Kofi was a bright and spirited child, loved by all who knew him. One fateful day, while on a hunting expedition deep in the dense forest that bordered their kingdom, Kofi found himself separated from his bodyguards. As he ventured further into the wilderness, a sudden storm erupted, engulfing the land in darkness. Lost and disoriented, Kofi wandered for days, his strength waning with each passing moment. Despite tireless efforts to find him, the young prince seemed lost to the wilderness, leaving the kingdom in mourning. In the heart of the dense African forest, where sunlight filtered through the thick canopy of trees, a humble orphan girl named Adia, a girl with eyes as deep as the night sky and a smile as warm as the sun, lived on the outskirts of the kingdom. Despite the hardships she faced, Adia always extended a helping hand to those in need, despite having very little to call her own. One fateful day, while gathering firewood in the forest, Adia stumbled upon a young boy, barely conscious and near death. He had been attacked by wild animals and left for dead, his memory shattered like shards of glass. Moved by compassion, Adia nursed the boy back to health, tending to his wounds with gentle hands and soothing words, and sheltering him in her small hut. As the boy regained his strength, he can only revealed fragments of his past due to loss of memory. Though his true identity remained a mystery, there was an undeniable nobility in his demeanor, a regal air that belied his humble origins. As the days turned into weeks, Kofi and Adia grew closer, their bond deepening with each passing moment. They explored the forest together, discovering hidden trails and secret groves, their laughter echoing through the trees like music. And as they sat by the fire each night, sharing tales of adventure and daring, Kofi felt a warmth in his heart that he had never known before. He had found a kindred spirit in Adia, someone who understood him in a way that no one else ever had. As time passed, Kofi and Adia's friendship blossomed into something more, a love that burned bright and true, like the flames of the fire that warmed their hearts on cold nights. And though they knew that their paths were uncertain and their futures unknown, they knew that as long as they had each other, they could face whatever challenges lay ahead. Under Adia's care, Kofi grew strong and brave, learning the ways of the forest and the art of survival. He roamed the woods, exploring every nook and cranny, and befriended the creatures of the forest. From the majestic lions to the graceful antelopes, Adia taught Kofi how to be brave and strong. She showed him how to use a sword, spear, bow and arrow, and how to protect himself. As the years passed, Kofi grew up to be a brave warrior, under Adia's teachings. He protected the village from dangers and defended the forest and its inhabitants from any threats that dared to intrude. Adia stood by his side, offering guidance and support all the time. Meanwhile, back in the kingdom, whispers of a brave warrior roaming the forest began to spread like wildfire. Some believed he was merely a myth, while others speculated that he could be the long-lost prince. Rumors of his valor and strength reached the ears of King Simba, stirring a flicker of hope in his heart. Driven by a father's desperate longing, King Simba dispatched his finest scouts to search for the mysterious warrior, hoping that he might be his long-lost son. One day, fate intervened, and Kofi's path crossed with that of the kingdom's scouts. Recognizing his noble bearing and unwavering courage, the scouts brought Kofi back to the kingdom, where he was met with both disbelief and skepticism. Who was this mysterious orphan girl accompanying the lost prince? Yet, as Kofi recounted their journey and Adia's unwavering support, the people began to see her for who she truly was, a beacon of hope and resilience in their darkest hour. As Kofi returned to the kingdom, memories of his past began to surface, stirring feelings of longing and nostalgia. The people, who had mourned his loss for so long, could hardly believe their eyes when they saw him standing before them, strong and resolute. In that moment, as Kofi stood before the king, battered yet unbowed, a wave of recognition washed over old King Simba's weary heart. For in the depth of Kofi's eyes, he saw the glimmer of his lost son's soul, a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. With tears of joy streaming down his face, old King Simba embraced Kofi as his own, welcoming him back to the kingdom with open arms. And as the people rejoiced in the return of their long-lost prince, Kofi knelt before his father, his heart overflowing with gratitude and love. But proving his identity would not be easy. Kofi has to face many trials and challenges in thick and dark forest, from navigating treacherous terrain to battling fearsome creatures. As Kofi ventured deeper into the forest for his trial, his heart pounded with anticipation and uncertainty. He knew that proving his identity would not be easy, but he was determined to face whatever trials lay ahead. His first trial came in the form of a raging river, its swift currents roaring like a lion's roar. Without hesitation, Kofi plunged into the icy waters, battling against the force of the river with all his might. With each stroke, he felt the weight of his past and the hope of his future propelling him forward. And as he emerged on the other side, soaked and weary but triumphant, he knew that he had passed the first test. But the challenges did not end there. As Kofi ventured deeper into the dark forest, he encountered a mighty lion, its golden mane shimmering in the dappled sunlight. With a roar that shook the earth, the lion charged, its eyes blazing with ferocity. But Kofi stood his ground, his heart filled with courage and determination. With a swift movement, he dodged the lion's attack and, with a well-aimed blow, killed the mighty beast. Yet, even as he emerged victorious, Kofi knew that his greatest trial still lay ahead. For deep in the heart of the forest, guarded by towering trees and impenetrable darkness, lay the Cave of Shadows, a place of ancient magic and forbidden secrets. Undeterred by the whispers of fear that surrounded the cave, Kofi pressed on, his footsteps echoing in the silence of the forest. As he entered the cavernous depths, he was met with a darkness so thick it seemed to smother the very air. But Kofi refused to be overcome by fear. With each step, he summoned the strength of his ancestors and the courage of his own spirit, pushing back against the suffocating darkness with a light that burned bright and true. And as he emerged from the depth of the cave, bathed in the warm glow of the sun, Kofi knew that he had triumphed over the shadows that had threatened to consume him. He had faced his trials with bravery and resilience, proving himself worthy of his destiny as prince. Finally, the day came when Kofi's true identity could no longer be denied. In a climactic battle to defend the kingdom from invaders. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an orange glow over the kingdom, a sense of unease settled over the land. Whispers of impending danger swept through the village, carried on the evening breeze like a harbinger of doom. It is war. War at the kingdom doorstep. Kofi, now recognized as the long-lost prince and rightful heir to the throne, stood at the forefront of the kingdom's defenses, his heart heavy with the weight of responsibility. He knew that the kingdom faced its greatest threat yet, a formidable army of invaders, marching relentlessly toward their borders. With Adia by his side, her unwavering support a beacon of strength in the face of adversity, Kofi rallied his troops and prepared for battle. The kingdom's warriors, fueled by a fierce determination to protect their homeland, stood ready to face the oncoming tide of enemy forces. As the invaders descended upon the kingdom like a swarm of locusts, their weapons gleaming in the moonlight, Kofi's resolve was put to the ultimate test. With a roar that echoed across the battlefield, he led his warriors into battle, his sword flashing like lightning as he struck down enemy after enemy. The clash of steel on steel rang out through the night air, mingling with the cries of the wounded and the dying. Yet, despite the overwhelming odds stacked against them, Kofi and his warriors fought on, their spirits unbroken, their determination unwavering. With each swing of his sword, Kofi drew upon the strength of his ancestors, channeling their wisdom and courage into every strike. He fought not just for himself, but for the kingdom he loved and the people who depended on him for their safety and security. As the battle raged on into the early hours of the morning, the tide began to turn. With Kofi's leadership and Adia's unwavering support, the kingdom's warriors pushed back against the invaders, driving them back from whence they came. And as the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, illuminating the battlefield with its golden glow, Kofi stood victorious, his sword raised high in triumph. The invaders had been defeated, their forces scattered like leaves in the wind. With the threat to the kingdom vanquished and peace restored once more, Kofi's people hailed him as a hero, their cheers echoing throughout the land. And as he looked out over the kingdom he had fought so hard to protect, Kofi knew that his journey was far from over, but with Adia by his side and the love of his people guiding him, he was ready to face whatever the future held, secure in the knowledge that he was exactly where he was meant to be, on the path to his rightful place as prince. Moved by Adia's courage and devotion, old King Simba welcomed Adia with open arms, recognizing her as a true hero of the kingdom. Sadly, old King Simba passed away. With his dying breath, he acknowledged Kofi as rightful heir to the throne. In a solemn ceremony, Kofi is crowned as the new king, his heart heavy with the loss of his father but filled with hope for the future. And by his side stands Adia, his loyal companion. In a joyous celebration that echoed across the kingdom, Kofi took Adia as his queen, their union a testament to the enduring power of love and destiny. Together, they ruled with grace and humility, their legacy etched into the annals of history as a tale of triumph against all odds. And so, the lost prince and the orphan lady turned queen became the stuff of legends, their story a shining beacon of hope for generations to come. For in the vast and untamed wilderness of Africa, where the spirits of the ancestors roam free, anything is possible for those who dare to dream. Please subscribe to our channel. It costs you nothing, but it means a lot to us. Write more in the comment section for more stories. Thank you for watching.